All right, welcome back to Nap Time. It's episode 5. We were discussing earlier. Augie O is here with me.
I am. Here I am.
We were discussing earlier that we've been doing this 5 weeks in a row,
It's pretty good.
and it seems like, I don't know, it's impressive for us because I feel like we wouldn't have hit 5 weeks in a row.
You don't have faith in us?
No, it's just, I'm impressed with us.
Very good. I'm impressed with us too. Where's our 5 weeks in a row bonus?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So
we're claiming that.
on the docket for today, we're going to open some card packs. We'll discuss expansion. We're also going to take a look at the standings, check out the new graphics drive, 2x Pride payout, and then maybe a few other things if it comes to mind. So we don't have any questions submitted for our podcast.
We do not.
Womp womp.
I think because you posted about it 1 minute ago.
I guess.
People are fast, but they're not that fast.
Okay, well, now this is your opportunity to ask any questions now for next week, seeing that we now do 5 weeks in a row, and it's going to come out next weekend.
Will it?
Probably.
Or is next weekend going to be our downfall?
No, it'll come out next weekend.
Okay.
All right. It's probably not going to be an hour this time.
It's not.
This is going to be short nap time. We'll open some packs. This is my account. We can open some of yours if you want to.
Okay.
Even though you're not subscribed.
Maybe we can start a subscription. I just don't want it to run through all my money.
It's going to run through all your money. Your exercise for this card opening extravaganza, yes, is you have to tell me one player that you recognize of each pack.
First pull, No Joe.
Do you recognize any of these?
I mean, I know the real life Tony Soprano. I
Mm.
recognize him from real life, the name.
Yeah?
No, unfortunately, I do not.
Okay. Well, it is interesting. There's 4 new cards in this pack.
It's pretty good.
It is. The only one I don't know the name is Dunkler Sour Wine.
It's a new player. Barracuda.
It says season 73, so I guess so. All right. Next pack.
Okay, I'm going to know 2 in this next one. Nope. 0.
I only know Connor Snooks.
Snooks.
All right.
Man. I mean, I know Barney Stinson. Like from the show, but I don't know any of these players. Come on, let's get some people I know here. Nope. Wow, I am like 0 for 4.
We were just talking about Basso Big Burst in the Winnipeg locker room the other day.
What were we saying?
Because in the well, you weren't, but some of us, Winnipeg has little Pepe the Frog or whatever holding up
I like the one that says Beck
of the player names.
But it's not Pepe the Frog holding it up. It's a little white cat thing.
It's Stardust, it's a bear.
It's a bear.
Which is the Winnipeg mascot.
I know a bear is the Winnipeg mascot.
But Basso Big Burst was a pretty good Winnipeg player for like 5 seasons, and they have one of those.
Why does that one look different?
Because it's a IIHF international tournament. I guess it's a best forward or best defenseman. I forget what Adam Barron is. I think he's a forward. All right, next one.
I know that team. You pull that one. The Patriots, you pull that card. I feel like every time I watch you pull cards.
Okay, what city is the Patriots? Or what team are they a part of? What is that team logo?
Well, I see a little maple leaf, so I'm going to say they're Well, I know they're not the Quebec City Citadels
Okay.
because they're not the Patriots.
Okay.
But I see Maple Leaf, so it's making me think somewhere in Canada.
Okay. Where in Canada?
Let's go with Toronto.
No, it's Montreal.
Montreal, but I was on the right track.
Yeah, the Toronto team has a different branding. The North Stars.
Because they're a different team.
Yeah. No Joe.
Me! I know that player.
Very good.
He's so cute.
I now own the most of that card.
Wow.
Well, tied for.
I don't think I own any. You said you'd trade it to me if you pulled more than one.
You don't have one?
I have like 3
Okay.
cards.
I'll trade it to you.
But I do like that you're in the lead. I don't know any of those people.
I know Jert. He was on Winnipeg for a little bit. There's another Jert.
I know Squidwardo Tentacles. I feel like I wrote about him in an article or something.
Yeah.
And I've definitely seen the Mr. Clean as a player before. All right. Catch him back up.
Squidwardo Tentacles is Squid or OP Squid.
Ah. Not on this one. This is not a lucky pull for me. Spacjero, I've seen. Or see, now I've probably seen a lot of these people or read their stats or something, but because their names don't mean things to me because they're just, hockey players that I've never seen their names before, just in one eyeball and out the other eyeball.
Yeah. First pull.
First pull. Kale salad. I've definitely seen kale salad before.
Recognize any of these?
I do not.
Oh, we got a first overall pull.
None of those for me either. Man, not any of those either. No bells ringing in my head.
I don't even know any of those. You got some season 35, 46, 26, 60, 23, and 44. That's interesting. None of these cards are any older than season 60, which I was thinking about that in the last packs where a lot of them were newer players.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time recognizing the newer players. First pull.
Another first pull.
Oh, I get it. I finally get it.
You get what?
Their name.
What? Who?
The first pull. I always thought it was like
Shrakir.
to Erdles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles. I never saw that before just now.
Interesting. The more you know.
Brick wall. Some Tampa Bay players.
Ka-chow.
Arthur Kaliev is currently your teammate.
Hello, teammate.
There's the old Winnipeg logo
Where?
right here. The Jets. They used to be
The
the Jets
Jets.
before season 57
Why did they stop being the Jets?
because it was rebranded.
Oh.
But they were the Jets from season 1 to season 57 or so.
Wow.
And then the Aurora. First pull.
Another kale salad.
IIHF. Jack Tanner. What city do the Dragons
Calgary.
belong to? Calgary, very good. You know that one.
I do. I don't even know how I know it. It just popped into my brain. Is that the SMJHL?
No,
No, that's
SHL.
SHL.
There's another Jert. Oh, that's Just. That's not Jert.
Not Jert.
That's Just.
That's an imposter.
Okay. Let's go for Hall of Fame. Right
Hall
here.
of Fame, right here. Do it. New card.
Oh no, we're
You're
out.
all done.
I can buy a Ruby pack to feed the addiction.
You're
Okay.
pulling a lot of new cards today. Somebody who has a lot of cards.
I should have taken a look at how many unique I had. So now I have 2,229. They are pumping out the new cards. I used to be, I feel like, at like 75%.
Yeah.
And all these new cards coming out. All right. Do you want to do yours?
Yes. Is that you can buy 3 a day?
You want to flip them?
Yeah.
What order?
No, football. Wow, new cards across the board. I mean, I don't have a lot of cards, but that's still pretty cool.
It is.
Can we do it again? New cards across the board.
Huh.
Somebody's renders a Pokemon card.
This, yeah. I don't know. Is that Pokemon? I'm not very.
I think
familiar.
it's Pokemon. But it doesn't really look very Pokemon-y. Like the character looks too real.
I mean, it's either. I think it might be Magic.
A trading card of sorts.
Yeah. All right. What do you think? You go for 18 for 18? You want to do one at a time?
No.
You want football?
Yes.
You did.
18 for 18. Wow. Another Connor Snooks. I know Robo Sven.
He's your teammate.
He is.
Well, in Vancouver.
He was.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at your collection.
Wow.
Some golds, a few rubies, a diamond, and a Hall of Fame.
Pretty good.
It is. Let's see. You're at 77 cards owned now. A little bit way to go.
I own 2% of the collection.
Mm-hmm. All right, that was fun. That was fun. Unless you want to drop 100,000 on a ruby pack.
It's fine. What's money?
That's what we're doing this podcast for. Football?
Yeah, do it, baby.
You got another Hall of Fame? Oh my gosh.
Woo.
So what is that? 70? That's 83 cards now you have, and 2 Hall of Fames.
And all of them are new cards.
Well, let's share this to the card I gotta give you credit. So what is it? 83 cards in collection 2 are now Hall of Fame.
You spelled collection wrong.
Oops. I spell everything wrong all the time. Wrong button.
Edited.
Well, let's see. Let's pull up image so it draws some people.
Pick for attention.
Yeah. Picker didn't happen. All right.
How about live podcast screen recording, or it didn't happen?
Well, it honestly blows my mind that you have 3 cards over Ruby's.
Thank you.
And 2 of them are Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Like, that's a pretty crazy pull rate.
So now what's my percentage?
Oh wait, I gotta follow up on this because this is honestly a crazy pull rate.
Top end of the collection.
I spelled collection wrong again.
You sure did.
All right. Sorry. Okay. You're now at 83 cards, which is 2.28%.
Oh, so it's still 2%,
Yeah.
which I guess makes sense because there's a lot of cards.
But you are 129th overall in Hall of Fame cards.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
They love me, the cards.
But so, for reference, you're 129th overall in Hall of Fame cards, but like bronze, which are like the basic cards, you're 425th. Or 417th, 406th. Like, of all the cards you have, you're around 400th.
Yeah.
Except Hall of Fame, you're at 129.
I'm pretty nice.
You're pretty lucky.
Pretty lucky.
Okay. That's enough for cards today.
Enough for cards today.
All right, let's look at the standings. See what's happening.
All right. Well, San Fran, obviously, number 1, because they have the best weather to play hockey in. Philadelphia, number 2, because their weather is warmer than San Francisco, so it's not as good to play hockey there.
Winnipeg is 16th. So
wow.
Still some work to be done.
It's a building season.
It is. Well, yeah, we're going up. Getting better.
We're getting better.
Led by No Joe and company. I would say, well, look at this. This is very interesting to me. 7th overall, Montreal at 18 points. And then down here, Winnipeg, 16 points. So only 2 points separate all these teams in the middle. I mean, difference in games played, sure.
San Fran's also like way 31, like almost double.
It's like league of their own, like West and East, and then pretty good. And then you could almost pull New England, LA up into this tier because they've played less games.
Okay, that's fair.
And then you got the dumpster bin down here with Minnesota and Hamilton.
Sorry, guys.
I'm surprised. I thought Manhattan, Toronto would be better by now. I thought Tampa Bay would be better. I thought Atlanta would be better. So let's look at who's leading the way. So I looked at this yesterday.
Without me?
Yeah. So the top 3 scorers are all on San Francisco, and they're all on the same line.
Oof. That is killer. Look, there's Tony Soprano.
There he is. I have Tony Soprano on my fantasy team.
Do
my
you?
fantasy is doing really well.
Did you know that my fantasy group is it still the best? or one of the best.
Well, it was yesterday,
Yeah.
and probably still has the highest cumulative.
And so just because
point total.
I'm not doing the best doesn't mean I wouldn't be beating other people if I was on a
still less than me,
less competitive team. Yeah, but
yeah. How the goalie's doing? Just in time, man.
Look at you.
Just in time. He is an ageless wonder.
How would you pronounce that third one?
QCC Bot 4.
Do they have a first name or a last name?
No.
Would you call them like QCC Bot?
Pretty sure it's
4?
EVOC.
Emergency Vehicle Operations Course, EVOC.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, certification.
Except EVOC spells with a K.
Course with a K.
Oh. Okay. Very good. Standings. We'll see how it shakes out. If I had to guess, Tampa Bay and Atlanta move up to the top. Edmonton regresses a little bit. And Calgary regresses a little bit. No, I mean, Calgary, they've been doing pretty well. So, I don't know. There's a quick look at the standings. All right. Just a few more things. Let's check out the Pride Week. Oops.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a graphics assistant.
Okay.
And a lot of times we have like 3-4 submissions in a week.
Mm-hmm.
But these past 2 weeks, we've had like 14 submissions each week.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had to like split it up into 2 forms for the graders and do payouts in 2 separate things. Well, I love people are getting involved. It's a lot of work. And it's not going to end with this 2 times payout plus $150K per submissions, which is okay. I want people to have money and I want people to celebrate things. But yeah, I hope it keeps going. I hope even though people are really doing it for the payout, maybe like, I have a good time making graphics, and they keep doing it a little bit.
My impression of the graphics community over time, I mean, I haven't been involved in graphics because I'm not very good at all. But when I first joined, it seemed like there were a lot more weekly submissions, and people were relying more on graphics to boost their accounts. And there were a lot of people that were involved in graphics.
Mm-hmm.
And then over the past few years, it kind of has ebbed, where there's been less weekly submissions, less people doing graphics and so on, less signature shops. I mean, there's still the sig shops out there and people doing graphics, but it just seems like less overall, down to like what you're saying, 3-4 weekly submissions
a
week. It just felt like there was so much more a few years ago, or back in the season's early 60s or late 50s.
We need a resurgence.
And I think this is getting it. I think with efforts like this and everything, I think that's a good way to bring in recruitment. And I mean, I was just hired as the assistant media head, so I think we're thinking about ways that we can increase media participation. We're still pretty good. I mean, you look at the SHL media forums on any given day, and there's going to be, especially right before grading period, there's going to be almost 2 pages of articles of people submitting things, interesting things. I don't know if you saw Juke's article.
I have not checked articles
yesterday, but that was very, very interesting. But we'll start to think about different drives, like this Pride Week drive and things like that for media. And I think one thing that, just a note on this, one thing that people don't necessarily realize is that the graphics department and the media department are 2 separate departments.
That is true. They don't realize that.
So when the graphics department releases, say, a 2 times payout for Pride Week, and the media does not, because it's, I mean,
Yeah, no,
it's
I feel that.
harder to do Pride media articles,
Correct.
so, there might be some negative feedback because people might not be as good as at graphics and want to write media and still get 2 times payout. It might not seem fair, but we are 2 separate departments, so doing 2 separate things. But I really like this. I did make a graphic yesterday and have it on the docket to submit tomorrow.
And just for our fans, how do we label our submissions?
We label it 2 times Pride, I think.
Username, date of upcoming Sunday, Pride 2 times.
Yes.
Or 2 times Pride.
So a regular weekly submission title plus 2 times Pride.
Yeah, but what is the weekly submission title?
By Tour 3-1, 2 times Pride.
Very good. I should start giving a bonus for that. I don't think I'm not qualified to be giving out bonuses, but I'm going to start giving bonuses for people who label theirs correctly.
Oh, it's actually 3-2. 3-2 is the Sunday, not 3-1.
Yeah, upcoming Sunday, whatever it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm excited to see what everyone does. I mean, I looked at Raj's ones, and these are his low effort, won't be given a bonus ones, but these are like high quality for a By Tour level graphic. So, but like this, that is a great graphic by Raj. 100% out of my wheelhouse for me. So, yeah.
Took you like 45 minutes to do yours, and it probably took him about 5 minutes to do his low effort ones.
Probably. So we'll see. I'm excited to see all the different submissions, the ideas people come up with, so on.
Because effort's very different than quality sometimes.
Yeah. All right. And then maybe a quick word about expansion.
Yes, expansion.
And then we can wrap it up for today.
Okay.
All right, expansion. What do you think? Well, let me pull up the announcement. The State of the Union.
State of the Union.
Or not State of the Union, State of the Union. Oh, well, let's just talk about it. All of the stuff. I mean, congrats to Frenchie for, removing that interim tag, being, I think, co-commissioner. Upgrade to FHM 10. So, Agia, are you going to be buying FHM 10?
Already did it.
Are you going to be test simming?
Already did it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You're test simming to see what the best tactics are for Winnipeg?
Yep. It's Gretzky's office.
Okay. Well, you heard it here, folks. Agia will get banned from SHL for test simming.
Oh. I didn't know that was something we weren't supposed to do. I thought that was something you were supposed to do.
I got you.
Why is it illegal?
Because...
First of all, what is it?
Well, so you have the FHM games.
Right? I mean, I don't.
Okay.
But one
does.
Is 10 even out?
Yes.
Okay.
One does. So the sim is run through the FHM engine. Okay. Or the game engine. So on.
I understand that.
So you get the files, and then you make your changes, and then they run the sims. In the past, before season, it's like in the late 60s, 68 or 67 or something like that. Before that, so 13 or 14 seasons ago.
Okay.
People could test sim, so they could get the file in FHM, run their sims themselves with different tactics to see what would best work, and then, use the best working sims. So what happened is head office and the league decided that was not a healthy thing, because you'd have a handful of users who had ample time to just test sim. And then the same franchises and the same people were having overt success season after season because they were doing the test simming. So what they said is it's not exactly fair to the GMs that don't have as much time to, they're at a disadvantage. And it just helps kind of with league parity and fairness if we just say no test simming. You have to test your line changes and your tactic changes on the fly during the season to see what works or what doesn't.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying that anyone should because integrity, but like, how would you know?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't think you would. I think it's an honor system, but I think people
honor
it, and you kind of, you'd have to, if you were test simming, you'd have to like keep it under wraps. Like you wouldn't be able to tell your
not announce it on a podcast.
Yeah, well, yeah, you wouldn't like because it would get known, because the circles, everyone talks to everyone else, and I think unless you like just never tell anyone, then you can't. Or I don't know the back end stuff. Maybe they can tell if you use the file and
like an AI detector. Like
I don't know.
This has been tested to be ideal.
I don't know. So we are upgrading to FHM 10 because there's a few things that they like to see from 8.
Question. Yeah. How much are the FHM games?
So they are purposefully doing FHM 10, which we went from 6 to 8 to 10.
Okay.
11 is the current most recent version. It's like $40, but since FHM 10 is an older version, it's only $20, I believe.
Okay.
So
now, do you have a moment for a question from a SHL? Can I call myself a rookie still?
Sure.
Do you think I'll always be a rookie? What's a rookie? Is it level of knowledge or amount of time?
I would say it's amount of time.
Okay, well.
So simpleton, maybe.
From a SHL regular to an SHL god. I know that people are simmers who like run the sims, the games, and this is a job, correct? And they get paid a lot for it, I've heard.
Historically, it's been about $8 million a season plus PT passes and championship week passes, so they don't have to do the work.
Oh, not doing work's pretty good perk right in its own.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
Was that your question?
Yeah. How many? I know in the SMJHL, we played like 66 games a season. Is it the same in the SHL? Like how many games per season do the teams play?
Oh, I mean it's all 66, but like 66. If you're a simmer, if I had to guess, there's like.
Oh, do you just get assigned random?
4 or 5 seasons? No, so they would have a schedule like any other job where like Agio would sim Mondays at noon or Mondays whenever you're available. And then the next person would be Tuesday. So there's probably 6 of them. And they each take a day, so they only do 1 sim per week.
And you just sim not 1 game a day?
No, you sim all the games. So
yeah.
So
however many games are set to be played that day, you sim them all. Correct.
I forget exactly where to. So here's the simmer's office. Actually, this is an old one. They don't use that anymore. But yeah, there's a schedule like these you sim these games.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's based on however FHM creates the league schedule.
So, they create the schedule. FHM?
Yeah, it's like random, like based on an NHL schedule or something. Well, that's one of the reasons.
At the beginning of the season, do they spit it out? They're like, these are all the days that all these things should be simmed?
No, the simming is our side. But like in FHM, if you set up the next season, it's going to like auto build a season schedule.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, right. But then, so there might be back-to-back games or based on a day. So like January 1st, these are the games in the sim that are run. January 2nd, January 3rd. But then we say, all right, all the games from January 1st to January 8th, sim today.
Gotcha, because it's a season is not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah. And then the 9th to the 18th, sim the next day. That's why some teams have different numbers of games played. Because
Gotcha.
the randomness of the scheduling, which is one of the reasons they're moving to FHM 10, because there's just less quirkiness in the scheduling, where there's lots of back-to-back. There's less back-to-backs, I think, and there's more regular fairness overall.
Gotcha.
So here's Corey's. So playoff features, scheduling issues, better budgeting, better data, so on and so on. All right, expansion. Do you think we should expand by 2 teams or 4 teams?
Tell me how many players you need to play a game.
17 per team.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how many players do you think are on a team on average right now?
Well, there's 17, but not all of them are going to be active and or...
There's 17 players on each team right now. Everyone has exactly 17 players.
Correct. But there's some free agents too, like people that want to be on a team that are not on a team.
Okay. I think we expand by 2 teams then, because you said there's some free agents. But also, I would say for longevity of not having to do another expansion, maybe 4 teams.
I think we should do... I
3.
think if you want to just... No, it has to be either 2 or 4.
2.5.
I think if you want... I mean, I'm pro chaos for this. I'm pro 4 teams. Because 4 teams would just be absolute chaos. Yeah, 4 teams would just be absolute chaos.
Why would it be chaos? Because a lot of people would be pulled, drafted from their current teams.
First of all, there would be an expansion draft that would pull people from their current teams. So a lot of teams would be gutted with...
Emotionally or...
No, like Winnipeg,
yes.
Say, for example, we're on the up and up.
Yeah.
And that would happen, and you'd have to theoretically lose up to like 4 players.
Yeah.
To teams.
And you want that. You're pro that. You're pro chaos.
I'm pro that because I think it gives... Well, I don't know. I think...
What if you and I got separated?
Well, I mean...
Oh my gosh.
Beck
has tears welling up in his eyes.
Beck is coming to the end here soon,
I know.
I think. So
we are going to be separated
anyways. But I think that there could be negative side effects of a 4-team expansion where if we end up not having enough players, there's going to be teams that have great roster management that have a lot of good players, and then there's going to be teams that don't have that level of expertise and brilliance, and their rosters are going to be full of less quality players. So I think we could see a big shift in the dynamics of the league. I mean, right now it's kind of the same thing where you have the great teams and then a lot of middle teams and then some really trash teams. But I think that could get more magnified if we do expand. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we like the chaos, but I don't know. I mean, it does also offer the people. So say you're in the J League, right?
I'm not, but I can follow your train of thought.
Let's say you earn like 500 TPE. You're at 500. You're a capped player in the J League at 425.
It's true.
But then once your time in the J is up, you never get an SHL experience because 500 is just too low to make it in the SHL, right? So I think 4 expansions would offer more opportunity to those players that, wouldn't get to play in the SHL because their players just aren't as good. So
you think we should reward the people who aren't as good?
Well, but the Sim League is here to have fun, right? And
That
if
is
somebody
true.
has fun by just updating every now and then, we need all kinds of users. I mean, just not reward the max users.
It's true.
So
I'm not a max user, apparently.
Because you could theoretically, if you didn't want to be a max earner, you didn't want to be as stressed about getting PTs done and such, but you could still have success in the league if you did that. And there's some opportunity, but yeah, so I think I'm pro 4 teams. I'd be interested to see what they are. If you had to create your expansion team right now, where would they go and what are they called?
Okay, well, I have some questions or some clarifications.
Okay.
Currently, all the SHL teams are based in North America.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to continue.
Most likely, yes, for semi-realism.
Correct. I believe there's already a team in all of the Canadian cities I know.
That you know, sure.
Well, maybe I would create the Nova Scotia Scots. Is there already a team in Nova Scotia?
No.
Well, I guess can you have a team in Nova Scotia?
Sure. I mean, they're people, I think.
They're people?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess they can't really be Scots if they're in Nova Scotia.
They're Canadian.
Right. But instead of Scots, like Scottish, they're just everyone on the team has to be named Scott.
The Nova Scotia Scots.
Yeah. And their mascot's just a man named Scott. So they don't have to be named Scott on the team. But their mascot is a man named Scott.
What if it's Michael Scott?
That would be fine. Okay. Scott's Tots.
That does open up a lot of opportunity in Discord for custom emojis and stickers and such of Michael Scott.
Sure does.
All right, Nova Scotia Scots.
Nova Scotia Scots.
There's a lot of league.
Scott's a weird name, or maybe I've just said it so many times. It sounds wrong. Okay, go ahead. There's a lot
of people, or some people, it's a joke. I don't know. I'm not up to date on the memes, but they want a team in Ohio.
Really? Why?
Because it's Ohio.
Because Toilet Skibbity Riz?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, excited to see how all that shakes out.
Well, you didn't answer your own question. Where would you put your team? Have you thought about this before?
No, I haven't.
All right, good.
Probably like so this is not my original idea. I kind of
well, then it doesn't count. You can say it.
I agree with it.
Okay.
I think it would be a good idea.
Okay, go ahead.
Mexico City. Because it is the most populous city in North America.
It is.
And this is a fake sim league. And it's still somewhat nearby to everything. So, yeah, I think Mexico City would be a good
Is
place.
There a Mexico?
They could even be like the Mexico City
IHF?
Jaguars.
Is there a Mexico?
No.
They could be the Jaguars because
that's kind of like a Aztec Mexico City type thing.
The Mexican flag has a snake on it.
Does it?
Doesn't it? Isn't it an eagle holding a snake in its claw, sitting on a cactus or a tree? Or no, a branch. It's sitting on a branch in a lake. sitting on a cactus,
Huh.
holding a snake in a lake.
I didn't know that. I mean, I knew the like little brown picture thing in the middle of the flag, but
Yeah. I forget the lore behind it. I guess it's not lore, the
it's like
history.
a griffin or something.
That
Or
was
an eagle, yeah.
The lake was like drying up or something. I don't know. I forget the history of it, but there's a story.
Interesting. All right. Well, we can call us a day. We've discussed quite a bit.
We have. My brain is fried.
Your brain is fried. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for anyone who was listening or listening later. Hopefully it was interesting enough. Ask us some questions for next time because that'll be fun.
Shout out to all the podcast creators out there. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
I hope it wasn't too boring. Do you listen to it on 2x speed? You can be honest. I listen to my things on my audiobooks on 1.65 speed.
I'm only a 1.15 speed reader because I like to actually comprehend what's being said.
1.15 speed sounds like 0.75 speed to me.
Well, it's, yeah. My brain isn't as fast as yours.
I know.
So, all right. That's it.
All right.
Bye-bye. Have fun for your Sunday afternoons or whenever you listen. All right. I'm trying to